What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel, check out the content. And with that being said, I want to speak on. I constantly have like arguments with basketball. People who like basketball fans, LeBron James fans, people who anybody, different fans, people who like Tracy McGrady or Kobe Bryant. And what we seem to forget, like in all of this, is like basketball. It's all scripted, right? So we have to remember that, so we don't really, just keep that in context. That keep that in mind, right? And so when we arguing about Michael Jordan and LeBron James, who's the goat out of those two? I just want us to be able to keep that in mind because all of it in my is definitely scripted. Just like when you go to, you watch a movie on TV or you go to the theaters to see a movie, like it's all scripted, right? And so we don't mind the fact that these movies and these shows that we watch are scripted. But what we do want to see is we want to see a great performance, right? And so that's the thing with me. bec- it's there's too much money involved when it comes to when it comes to professional sports, whereas though, for them not to have a certain amount of control, right? So you can't leave certain things to chance. And when it comes to like LeBron James and the Michael Jordan, of course Nike is going to try to play their role and have some of it, and be able to determine some of the outcomes because they, like a lot, you're talking about billions of dollars on the line, so they just can't leave it to chance. You can't have, like some people might say, well, a friend of mine said that organically, like the best basketball players will come to the top organically, and so you just let it happen naturally. But that's not how big business work. That's not how, really life don't work like that because it's not success is not a mistake. So you can't just say allow it to happen organically and then the fans will, they will appreciate it. But what we do appreciate, like I said, is we appreciate like the effort, a great performance. And that for me is the most important thing when it came to Michael Jordan, when it came to Kobe Bryant. And like I always like to throw Tom Brady in there, Peyton Manning, like guys who 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 put their all into it. And that is what fans can relate to. They can relate to somebody who goes all out and put everything they have into it and give a great performance. That's what it's all about. Too much money to be, like waiting until to for these for Nike to see like who rises to the top, who stands out, or let's invest in this person. It's better for big business. Excuse me. It's better for big business if they have a plan and a course of action that they can take in order to get, you know, to maximize these players' ability. Nike got with LeBron James while he was in high school because they seen the potential. And so there, right then and there, they made their mind up that they were gonna, hitch their cart to LeBron and allow him to pull. But the thing is, we didn't get that great performance from LeBron. He didn't put the effort in like a lot of like all of the other greats did. And that's why he could have been maybe, in my opinion, the GOAT, but he didn't put forth that effort that you need to have, um to endear the fans and endear the population to him. And so that's why LeBron James just gets so much pushback when it comes to that go argument. He gets pushback from his peers. He get pushback from people in the media and the fans, right? Because he didn't put forth that effort. You didn't get a great performance. It's like going to see a movie and the script is good, like the special effects is good, but then the acting is subpar, right? That just that takes away from your experience in watching that movie. You want to see a great performance. That's why people like Denzel Washington, like that's why he's box. Damn, that's why he's box office, because you know that you're going to get a great performance from him, and more often than not, you're going to get a great performance from the great actors, like somebody like Robert De Niro or Al Pacino. That's why they get paid the big bucks, because they are going to perform. I don't care what they can even take a subpar script. So, like great actors can take a subpar script and just bring some excitement to it. And the same thing for basketball players. Like they can take a team that's not really all that good and have the fans like be invested in that game. But we didn't get that from LeBron James. And so when you have Nike, who is backing this guy, putting all this money into him, and it's all it's scripted to an extent, I believe. And then once he don't perform, he don't put his all into it. He just like he just operate on a sense of like entitlement, because he know that certain things have been handed to him, and he don't have to work for these things. Then that's what really, I think, a lot of fans like that really turns them off. It's like watching a bad movie. The NBA is, the production of the NBA and all the build up and stuff like that. Then when you watch his games and you see this guy flopping all over the court, or you see him trying to um, go from team to team because he want to be in a winning situation, rather than working and putting your all into your craft and developing your craft to a point where people can appreciate you. That's that right there is that's where all the success come in, right? That's why Michael Jordan right now, in my opinion, like over 20 years since he's retired, he's still reaping the residuals of the hard work that he put in while he was in the league. And fans, like when other players, when people, his peers, talk about him, and they are still in awe of him and what he did and how dedicated he was to the game, his passion. That's the highest compliment, because you got professional basketball players, they know like what it takes to perform at that level, not just physically, but the mental the capacity to commit at that level for years. you know they know that. And every basketball player don't want to commit like that. Every basketball player can't commit like that and don't have the tools to be able to operate. That's why they appreciate it. And for fans, we get a great performance we got a great performance every night. Michael Jordan, he didn't do any load management, or he was basically, throughout the bulk of his career, he stayed, he was healthy. I think he broke his foot like in either his rookie year or his second year in the league. He broke his foot. But other than that, Michael Jordan was there. He played, I think he played a full season, like I think 9 times. I think at least 9 times he didn't miss any games. It might even be more than that. I might be shortchanging him, because for 15, he was in the league 15 years. But so no matter what the script is and how you try to manufacture a goat, like I don't even think like fans really paying any attention to that, the integrity of the game, because it's not like I'm gambling or anything. So I'm not concerned with like winning money or losing money. I just want to see a great performance. And that's what Michael Jordan gave. He gave a great performance, even though I think that, sometimes, like people complain like, oh, superstars get the calls. Michael Jordan got calls. Tom Brady got calls. Peyton Manning got calls. You know, but they performed. You know, they performed. They did their part. Is basically so we know that sometimes you got people at the top of the, you know, at the top pulling strings and trying to make things happen. But as long as we get a great performance, then you know the fans, we don't really at least I'm speaking for myself. I don't really care. I know that I don't think that they're rigged to the point where like, okay, we want this team to win this night and we want that team to win that night. I don't think it's rigged like that. I do think that they kind of clear the path for people like Michael Jordan and Tom Brady or maybe a Peyton Manning, guys who just who work hard like that, you know, and put their all into it and make sure that they give a you know the best performance that they can. So that's my take on it. Always keep in mind, like I said, just keep in mind that you know it's all scripted. Um, it's all a distraction, but as long as you are getting out of that experience, you know, the best performance, that's what I think counts the most. And so that, like I said, that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you out in the next video. Peace.